In the getting started, we're going to explore creating complementary angles and then what that looks like in triangles. And then if there's some geometry skills that we can use when you're stuck in order to solve problems and keep at least moving the momentum forward on getting to a solution to a problem. We have angles can be very complementary. Consider the angle ABC and angle DEF. Use a protractor to determine the measure of each angle. So to do that, remember in a protractor, you have the degrees along the outside edge, and then you have this dot in the middle, and that dot represents like the center or, the center of the rotation or the center of the angle relationship. This cross or this open circle, this dot, that needs to go on the angle. Now, right now, without doing anything, I could just read that number and subtract, right? So I could read this as 60 degrees, because that's how I lined my protractor up randomly. And then I could line this up with 22 degrees, and then I could find the difference in here as 60 minus 22. 38? Yeah. Or I can align my protractor. Again, I know I've got a glare. Let me try to get out of the glare. Maybe right there. Sorry, it's on the top of the screen. I could align the protractor so that 0 degrees from A to B is lined up. And I know I'm on the 0 because I'm hitting the 180, I'm hitting the 0, I'm hitting the end of the markers of our angles. And then I can count up 10, 20, 30, 35, 36, 37. 37 is an actual better number. So there's reasons behind that. But I also know that I've accurately measured from 0 up. I was close with 38s. But because I reset my protractor this way, I have an angle measure of 37. I'm going to put that in there. And I'm also going to write it over here. The measure of angle A. B goes second because it's the middle, is 37 degrees. Why don't you do the same for angle DEF? Go ahead and pause, measure, and then resume. Now I need to do this for myself, so I'm also going to do this too. So if you haven't paused yet, you should pause now. But if you're going to wait and just watch me do it, that's fine. So center of the protractor on E. And if I did nothing right now, I would read it as 56 take away 3. So 53 degrees. But I'm going to line it up better. So line it up better. I got that on my 0. I got that one there. It is 53 degrees. Hey, check that out. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51, 52, 53. Angle D, E, F. Okay. Maybe you're back, maybe you skip forward, maybe you're like trying to sight in on where we are with question 2. Question 2 says, trace angle ABC on a sheet of patty paper and then align BC with ED. And then trace the ray from point B to point F on your patty paper as well. So I think what it needs to be said is trace it first. So tracing, there's A, here's B, label with your letters. Catch that 37-degree angle there. And then it's align BC and ED. So I'm moving the tracing paper over with a rotation and maybe a translation to align BC and ED. And there they are. They're in a straight line. And then trace the ray from point B to point F. So here's B, and now I'm going to trace BF. Cool. All right. Good deal. Done. You know what? I should probably draw this. So let me get F on there as well. So reline it up. Get F on there. There's F. I should probably actually put this on here, right? That's probably where the space is. So I'm going to do that now. So to do that, I'm actually going to flip it. And then I've got some scratch paper that I'm going to trace the back of the tracing paper. That's the trick to tracing paper. You trace both sides when you're ready to actually move the trace onto the other paper. And by tracing both sides, you're leaving a graphite pencil mark that can then be cleaned up. So I'm reset. Both sides of the tracing paper have tracing marks on them. And now I'm going to trace it. Here's A. And then I've got B. Then I got C, and now I've got F. Okay, so B, A, CF. I should clean that up. I'm going to clean that up with a pen. All right, so cleaning it up. Trace the straight edge. Trace with the straight edge. About like that. Trace with the straight edge. All right. This was a 37-degree angle. And this one was a 53-degree angle. You know what? We just created a 90-degree angle. They set us up. 37 and 53 are complementary. What type of angle is angle ABF? It's a right angle. I should use full letters. Okay, so angle ABF. Full sentences is what I mean. Full letters. I should use full sentences. Angle ABF is a right angle. Because, right, justify your answer. So because the measure of angle ABC plus the measure of angle CBF is 90 degrees. In that 37 plus 53 equals 90. Yo, all that's visible. They set us up on this question. Of course it's going to be complementary angles. That's the title of the lesson. Thanks for following along. We got more to talk about. Page 591 is next. See you in the next episode.